place, you're gonna have to make these moves, Marvin. You can't miss.
Was the hit clean, or is it gonna be blowback later with Marvin? Is Marvin gonna get some retaliation from the Italians? We talking about Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, Season 3, Episode 2, Flipmode. So let's get into it.
Southside.
So Rock and Unique have been messing around with each other for about 2 weeks, but she not letting homeboy get comfortable. He still got to keep his shoes on when he there. Usually somebody says keep them pointed at the door, but his shoes is on, so he can't get comfortable. She said only person that could get comfortable is Kanan. Yo, did you hear how he was talking about how he was going to beat Kanan like that's his son? I was like, what? And they scarfing down on some butter pecan ice cream. I thought it was cute. But they were interrupted, y'all. It was interrupted. But Rock did see signs of it. Like she saw somebody pass by the window. And it's the Selly's people. And they got her. They grabbed her and they grabbed her up. Meanwhile, we see Lulu and Marvin, being the big brother that he is, watching his drunk brother act a fool. He is out of control. He is really off the rails now. And this is not good. He's just F-Rock and all this other stuff. Marvin is still on high alert because, you know, the Italians might still try to retaliate. You see these two white guys over here? He thinking they paisans, you know? But they... So the paisans is looking at Marvin looking at them, and, you know, he like, all right, he got his hammer with him, you know, but he just... looking right now. Meanwhile, Rock and Unique are in this van. They got hoods over their head and they tied up and they're being driven to a secret location. She is sat down in a chair and then they take the hood off her head and she sees that it's Stefano. And she's like real calm with it. Like, this is not how we do business. She not that crying chick. She not, oh, what is going on? She not doing none of that. She's standing on it like, She's like, Stefano, we do not do business like this. I love how cool, calm, and collected Rock was with it. But he went through this whole monologue about how black people have good nicknames and they have messed up nicknames, which is kind of true with stuff like that. If you've seen mob movies, they make up weird names. But Unique was with it. Unique had all the smoke for Stefano, yo. He had all the smoke for him. It was because he said, what, you want me to be your father? You want me to pick your name? Unique. Yo, it was, when he said it, I was like, oh, shoot, you want me to be his daddy? You said that in front of a mob boss? Stefano got all his soldiers with him. Well, most of them. I'm thinking at this time, because I'm thinking my theory might come out, that they might be going to pick up Marvin and Lulu. But Unique does think of a name for Stefano. He was comical, but he was also disrespectful, which led him to getting dragged back there. Calls him Little Linguini. And he was laughing. So this is when I was thinking my theory might be right, and they might do a flashback and show that they had a prior conversation. But you know, I was wrong.
I was not exactly right.
So Rock and Stefano have this conversation and he tells her that he wants her to take down Sal Baselli. And she's like, I'm out of the game. I'm not with this. I'm out of the game. Stefano tells her, look, if you don't take him down, me, the 5 families, and Sal Baselli's going to take everybody out that you care about. Starting with Unusual. Meanwhile, back at the club, Lulu is inebriated by now, and he knocks his own drinks down, thinking it's the waiter, and he's about to get in a fight with this dude, but Marvin cools everything. You know, this anger management thing is doing real good for Marvin, because he's real calm, because if he get amped, it could have turned into something crazy. Marvin don't really know who those other guys are over in the corner, those 2 questionable people. He asked Lulu if he got his strap, and he like, no, and he like, you useless right now, because you drunk, You don't want to, you can't even have my back with something right now. You can't even do anything right now. You're useless. So Marvin basically goes into the bathroom. And I like the way this scene was played out. Went into the bathroom. Marvin figured he probably was going to have to handle these two on his own. Because, you know, Lulu's inebriated. But I thought somebody was going to be outside. Like if Lulu was going outside. Because they said they was leaving. But that didn't happen, thank goodness. Marvin, these guys just wanted some dope from him. And they was asking for a high price. So he figured, you know, here's my number. He gave him a piece of gum. The guy ate the gum. And then, you know, he's like, yo, when you want to party, you just hit me on my beeper and da-da-da-da. So, you know, he done made a little connect, not a connect, a sale where he got potential customers. Last thing, did y'all notice that Marvin took the guy's pen? Yo, he took his pen. All this time, I was thinking Jukebox went to go meet with Nicole's father. But no, she showed up at Detective Burke's memorial service. She showed up there and she looks like she is really sad at what happened to her. She sees Detective Howard there too. I don't know if Detective Howard saw her. I'm kind of thinking he did. But you know, they really don't speak to each other like that. Anywho, Malcolm Howard speaks at her memorial service. Remember, he was her partner. Everybody knew about their tumultuous relationship. So I'm sure she didn't talk to a lot of people about how dirty how she thought Howard was. She didn't tell anybody the backstory because she didn't get to tell her story. But he is speaking nice words about her. And he also lets him know, look, she busted my chops just as much as she worked this job, but she was a good cop. Detective Howard's speech was truthful, believable, honest. Also, it had some teary eyes in that audience. The girlfriend looked like she was tearing up, and so was the father. I believe even his captain liked the speech that he gave. Anywho, Marvin meets up with Rock and he finds out about Stefano's offer that he made that Rock cannot refuse. So she got an offer that she cannot refuse. And she lets him know that you got to do this. We're going to get the call. And you got to do this right, Marvin. So I'm like, okay, I want Marvin to do the damn thing with this. Meanwhile, Malcolm Howard's captain, he tells him that, look, if you hear anything dirty about Burke, you come tell me first because I don't need this hitting the papers. So they want to keep this quiet and put it under wraps because it did look like she was a dirty cop and it does look like she has a dirty record. So he wants to put this to bed because after all of those people, those 13 people that's getting out of jail because of the dirty cop, they want to try to make their precinct look good because this is like a black eye on their precinct right now. Jukebox want to get out of Queens, and she want to get out of the Queens like Miss Al. She wants to go to the service. She's thinking about going to the armed forces, and she just thinks she could just sign up, swear in, and go in like they show you on certain things. No, you gotta take like an aptitude test, and you gotta do all this other stuff so they know where to place you, where you place. I believe she's very smart. I believe if she does take this test, she's going to score high where she's going to be placed in. It won't be no Marines or Army. And if it is, I don't even see her in the Army. I see her going somewhere like the Air Force or something like that. Or she's just not going to go afterwards because who knows? Maybe the singing thing is going to take long. I know I jumped ahead, but let me know what y'all think in the comments. Anywho, I know who you are and I know what you were doing. He was furious to see her there. Did y'all see how he grabbed her and pulled her back to talk away from everybody? He don't even want nobody hearing this conversation, hearing a hint of what Shannon Burke, his daughter, and Adina were doing. Did you see the death stare that Detective Howard gave her? I know she got chills from that joker. What do y'all think about Paul from down the hall? I thought he was a cop, but you know about that one. I was wrong about that one too. But anywho, he's with this messenger service, and Kanan get that light bulb in his head please be sure to tune in for my mini parts of Kanan, because I do have something with this. So let me know what y'all think in the comments about him. I think this is like a good thing that will happen. But you know what I was kind of mad about? How Famous ain't say he'll take the job because they making $60 a day. He don't want to do anything. He don't want to work, and that's a legal job right there. Moving on. Marvin sees the aftermath for Stefano, the broken doors. She's talking about, I was going to change it anyway. She's nonchalant about it. But she also tells him that, look, we got to do this thing. We got to take our side. It has to be done right. And they using us because, you know, they can't do this because this thing of ours that they got. So Marvin got to do this, pull this thing off right, so it's no blowback on him. So Marvin lets Rock know that, you know, he wants to get rid of the rest of the stuff that was left at Baisley. He also wants to make sure he'll piece her off. She like, no, we're going to get some money back from the Stefano thing. You take what you want, long as you don't be doing anything in Queens. So you can't get busy in Queens and do anything, but you could go to Manhattan. That's what he's going to do. He's going to go back to the club scene thing, because you remember, that's what they was originally doing. Sal Pacelli gets a visit from the Alphabet Boys. The FBI comes through, y'all. They come through and they let him know, look, we got from a reliable source that there's basically a hit that's being put out on you, and it's active, and it's very possible that this would happen. We would like you to come in and cooperate with us. You have like 10 minutes to decide whether or not you're going to take this deal. He didn't even let them get the 10 minutes. He's like, you know, I'm not interested. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. And the last thing that he says to him, the Fed, is, this will happen. Like, basically, he already know they want to go with this. Jukebox comes home and finds Nicole's father, Mr. Bingham, there. He was at the house and having a beer with Marvin. They were having a good conversation, chopping it up. Did you notice that he mentioned the tape that Marvin destroyed when they had the fight when he was calling her Lebanese? He mentioned that tape. I was glad that Jukebox didn't walk in and hear that part and hear how he didn't know what that tape was about. So I'm glad that part was cleared up. I like the way this whole scene went down. And then he's like, ever since you came out your mother, you wanted to sing. What do you mean you don't want to do this? She's saying she just wants to go on with her life. So yeah, she's at that point right now. She wants to just leave Queens, y'all. Ronnie is ironing his clothes. He trying to get that hard crease in them jokers. He trying to get them hard creases. Keep in mind, this is the early 90s, because that was the ish back then. Well, this is the early 90s, but in the 80s, the late 80s, early 80s, them hard creases and them permanent creases was the ish back then. Anywho, it seemed like Unique don't even come home. It seemed like he just be coming there as a pit stop. He came to pick up some bread. And he pretty much out. And she rushed down the stairs and was like, yo, we gotta talk. While he ironing them clothes, we gotta talk. She said, look, your brother been in here. He watching the TV, but ain't nothing on. So she's like really scared. I want to know when she gonna just pick up her baby and leave. He is not here like this. He trying to brush it off. Unique is trying to brush it off. Like, this is like a little thing. It's only going to be for a little while. Unique, you got this bread that you get from under your mattress. You mean to tell me you couldn't give that to your brother where he could have his own spot? Or y'all give him the house and y'all get a new spot. Y'all had that nice building. You got all these clothes. You mean to tell me you not really, like, giving your brother nothing when he come home? Usually, you know, a brother that got somebody that's hustling, they usually gonna hit their brother off when they come home. Here, you know, here's a car, here's this and here's that. I'm talking about if they getting money like how Unique was. So this part right here, I'm not understanding. I'm surprised he ain't like he should have been like brought home to like, yo, here's this car. He should have been taking him for a vehicle and all that stuff. But I know the whole thing with Rock and Stefano happened. So yeah, I understand why it's kind of delayed. But nah, you need to get on this. Rock pulls up in the 5.0 red rag top, gold BBS rims, anything a kid his age would want. What's the catch? He not saying it, but he knows how his mother is. And he doesn't want no parts of it. He'd rather take the cute footy and not even mess with Rock. He got out the car And he's not coming home. He's not having it. He's like really done with her. So I want to know how long this is going to last. And is he really going to try to stay away? Because he's really not trying to go back home. So we know Kanan didn't take the car, but he did confront her about Detective Burke because sounds like the same story as Scrappy. So he knows that it's it's a lie. He knows that Detective Burke has been taken out. But he want to know if she did it. I'm wondering if he thinking Detective Malcolm Howard did it, his dad. Let me know what y'all think. The FBI is in the precinct. Malcolm Howard sees what's going on. He gets called in by another one of his colleagues, and the captain calls him in. And he's letting him know, look, if you need anything about Jamaica Queens, I'm your guy. So he's going to play interference. He's going to continue to play interference with this. So I don't know if he's going to get caught up, though. Unique got mad charisma the way he walked in here. He walked in here, he's slick with his mouth. Stefano seems like he's taking a liking to him, but not enough to work with him. But he wants to know if Rock is really out the game. So he's trying to jock for position to try to work with him. But the same thing he told Rock, the same thing he's telling Unique. This thing of ours, you can't be a part of. I can't work with you. You know, I wish it could be that way. But Unique is basically like, let me talk to the person that's above you. I want to speak to your manager. So do you think Rock is going to be mad or think that Unique backdoored her because she's saying she out? I don't think so, but I think she going to get back in the game after this. Because Unique is so charismatic, this guy's going to actually let him talk to the next, to the manager. So Rock came there, bought the biggest fish, and was flat out told no. So now, it's not because she was black. It was because she was a woman. That's what it really was. Kane is chilling on the porch. And here comes, on the front steps, I should say, here comes his daddy strolling by. Just to look and see where things are. He can't stop because, he don't know who those people are. And he don't want to blow his cover. So, he don't want them to see like he talking to a cop all the time. So I dig it. Sal Baselli's wife sees that it looks like he has the world on his shoulders. He looks like he's worried. And she wants to know what's going on. And he's not really telling her anything. He's just walking down memory lane and saying, like, I had the best life with you and things of that nature. So he's not even letting anybody know that he's just going to accept his fate, it looks like. Juliana really thinks she the ish, y'all. She really thinks she the ish. She thinks she's like Miss Queen Pin. She thinks she queen of the South. Yo, this girl is wilding, yo. And then she's like, we need to let her know who she's dealing with. Like, Rock ain't take out your hubby. Like, are you really serious with this? You ain't even bust a grape in a fruit fight, and here you go acting like you on your M game is tight. You couldn't even pull a trigger for your husband. So what are you saying? You sound wild. But Rock put her in a place because they was speaking Spanish and she understood every word of it. I'm glad she understood every word of it. And even her cousin was laughing. Joaquin was laughing. He was like, you don't know what you dealing with because she might be coming for you. The best part of this scene was when she said, I know exactly who I'm dealing with. The itch that I used to get my Newports from. So she let her know, look, you're not even a threat to me. I'm not afraid of you. I can't wait to see this cat fight. We are not done with her. What you really gonna do, Juliana? You ain't doing nothing. Do you think we gonna see a cat fight? Because I'm ready to see one. I'm really ready to see one.
Off of me.
Unique takes his brother, Ronnie, to a club. He ain't even get him no gear, yo. I got a problem with all of this. But he had his pants on, so he had them hard creases in. But he's not even right around the girls. He don't want the girls touching him. He telling him to like lighten up. He's just like, I think he's lost. I really do. Because he's staring, giving that guy the ice grill all night. He not even paying attention to what he did to Bouncer. So I think this is going to come back on him later. Marvin gets this U.S. Post truck. Lula was supposed to come with him, but once he knew it was for Rock, it was a no-go with him. He's out of that life. I think that was wrong. That's still your brother. You still should have went as a lookout for him. Because you already in the game. You already in it, my brother. Good thing Marvin had that Slim Jim, because that thing saved him, because he threw it and the dog ran off and followed it. This was a conversation that was long overdue. He did owe her apology, and he gave her a sincere apology. That's what I liked about this post. He gave her a sincere apology, and he's finding out about this audition, and he gonna help her out with it. I think they're gonna do a good job with it too. I can't wait to see. Adina comes back to talk to the captain, and he shuts her down immediately. Lets her know he doesn't even want to. You shouldn't even be uttering Detective Burke's name. She could be brought on charges, and you don't want to ruin your career. So seems like he's backing Malcolm Howard with this. The captain's on cold with everybody else. This blew all the silences up, and they do not want to hear about this because it's already a bad look on the precinct already because of the other guy.
Dying in some lonely ass shit.
Marvin came right and he came correct as far as this hit goes. But he couldn't... There's no way he could be able to walk around in that area without looking like a civil service worker. Because remember what happened last time when they went out to, I want to say Long Island, to take out that girl that he used to mess with. So he handled this right. He knows he sticks out like a sore thumb. That postal uniform gets him all the way through with this, and everything goes down. But my question is this. Do you think that Marvin and the whole monologue that Kanan was giving at the end is giving a foreshadow moment? Rock always have her alibi set. Remember last time she was at the church. This time she went to get her hair done. So that's why she's at the beauty parlor. She making sure she is somewhere. But now I'm going to be really concerned about Marvin's safety right now. Because there's going to be some get back behind this. Let me know what y'all think about Marvin. Let me know if y'all think that hit went all right where there's no blowback. Let me know if you think that Lulu is going to get worse with this drinking, and is Kanan really going to just stay far away from his mother in regards to this? So subscribe, hit the like, hit the share. Put me up in that algorithm, y'all. And holla at your girl. Thank you.
Southside.